Hello and welcome back to another Total War Warhammer replay. It's really fucking, annoying today. I had a guy that was, I was playing against somebody as Skaven versus Chaos, and he was like, oh, just fucking leave, you're fucking lost already. And I was just like, whoa, calm down, mate. Some people can be really toxic. I mean, almost after every single game, well, pretty much after almost every single game I play, unless you've done something really cheesy to piss me off, I always say GG, well played to anybody. I mean, unless they leave before I have the chance to say it. But, you should really be nice to players you meet online because, you're just being a cunt otherwise. So, we're playing GreenSkins versus Beastmen here. This is actually a very, sort of fun matchup because, of course, Beastmen can, with their weak, with the, GreenSkins' weak leadership, Beastmen can actually do a lot, but of course the GreenSkins, can bring a lot of large units that the Beastmen struggle to deal with. So, as for my build, in the front line here, I've just gone with Night Goblins. I've only gone only four Night Goblins, and then I've got the Warlord's Boys over here, which are the ones with immune to psychology, and they also have armor sundering, so they're a nice pick. Of course, there's Bestigors or something like that. They can put a bit more of a fight up against it, but that, a very, very cheap front line for for GreenSkins here. I could have gone more heavy, but I thought, nah, I think because my opponent would expect that, so I didn't want to do that. But, for what I have really, got to take out the Beastmen, I've got two Arachnarok spiders. I also have the Arachnarok Queen, a very, very, very beautiful, cool-looking unit. The queen of all the spiders. She, of course, Arachnarok spiders are anti-large now. They, so they're really good at taking out Minotaurs. But also, I mean, this one actually has summons. So, Maternal Instinct can summon some of her little babies out of her vagina over here, wherever it is. I may imagine it's somewhere in the back there. And basically, they're really good at helping her get away. But also, they're really good at chasing off Beastmen units. So, I recommend that you bring Arachnarok Queen Spider against Beastmen. What a lot of people I've seen with Greenskins do recently is they spam Squigs and Trolls. It's a very, very good tactic, but it only works against certain races. I've also got the Teeth Robbers Goblin Wolf Chariot here. I mean, these are sort of very niche picks. I mean, they can do damage, but there's so many models that they can be, easily susceptible to getting stuck and getting killed very, very quickly. As for my lord, I've got Azag the Slaughterer. I mean, he's on his Wyvern, of course, and pretty much the Beastmen don't really have anything that can sort of answer that, unless they have, like, archers or some harpies in the air, they have to spam harpies if they're going to take out Azag. So, I've only given him Spirit Leech here. I didn't want to take much. I was thinking about taking Soul Blight, but then I thought, nah, that's not really going to do much. So, only Spirit. Of course, we've got the Wag and all his other nice abilities, which is very, very nice. I've also taken a Orc Shaman here. Now, I was thinking, what to take with the Greenskins, because there's so many different spells you can take, but of course, they're very expensive to bring, a lot of them. So, I've literally just gone for Foot of Gork here, and nothing else. 1 Foot of Gork. I have got a Scroll of Shielding, of course, to give some damage resistance to any of my fellow units here, which is actually really, really helpful. I recommend you bring that when you're ever playing Greenskins. And then on either flank I've got some Forest Goblin Spider Riders and also some Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, and then lastly I have some Squig Hoppers in the back here. These are the Regiment of Renown one, the Durkit Squigs, which actually have goblins riding them. They're such another cool looking unit. Man, Warhammer's so fucking cool. But yeah, they're hopping around there, ready to get into the battle. I took them just in case my opponent has some archers. As for my opponent, though, very, very sort of heavy frontline build here. He's got Gore Herds in the front line. He's also got one Bestigor Herd mixed in there with that Armor Piercing, of course, good against Black Orcs and things like that. So, very, smart pick there is. He's also got some Ungor Spearmen, just 2 of those. He's also got Morgul the Shadow Gay over here, with his big dildo staff. I mean, he's got that, Chaos Spawn, which actually is really useful against Greenskins. He's also got regeneration, so basically Spirit Leech is pretty much useless against him. So, spamming Spirit Leech on him really won't do much. I mean, yeah, you can take down his, healing cap, but it's not really worth doing. He's also got the Butchers of Kalangard, a very, very, very good pick here in my opinion. These guys, of course, have Terror and Fear, and they have Regen. So, they are weak to fire, but Greenskins don't really have a lot of fire capabilities. So, a very nice pick. He's also got another one over here, which is the Minotaurs with Shields, just a normal variant. And he's also got a Bray Shaman of Death, actually. And he's also got Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna as well. And he's got Jagged Dagger, which, of course, Power Reserve. So, very, very nice. And lastly, he's got 2 Centaurs on this side. And then 2 Harpies in the air on either of my flanks. So, he is pushing my front line here. Of course, I'm getting ready for the main engagement. I do send my Forest Goblin Spider Riders to shoot at the Harpies, but that wasn't a really wise move, and you'll see in the late game why that didn't really work out. I do send my you know, Goblin Wolf Chariot here, trying to get some early damage. And of course, they don't have armor piercing though, and a lot of these guys have shields, so there wasn't really many good units for me to shoot at. I do just pull them away at the very, very last second here. Of course, we are in water or in a little river here, so it's not really the best. I do send in though the Night Goblins here, you know, pop the Wag off as well because I wanted to get, you know, get that Wag off, get that charge bonus in there. Of course, you know, Night Goblins are going to get molested by Centaurs and all these Gore herds, but the Arachnorc Spiders are coming in now. Of course, they're getting in there with their charge bonus, and they're going to be doing what little damage they can. But, you see, the thing is, I didn't want to rush them in here, because I thought, right, if they get tied down, it's going to be really, really bad here. So I do summon some spiders in the back line here. I was trying to get some rear charges to some of these units, but we've got a very, very sort of, you know, dangerous engagement happening here. So, both Minotaurs, the Butchers of Kalangard and the normal variant, are fighting both Arachnorc Spiders. So, you know, you've got to be careful. So Azog has taken a Spirit Leech already, which is kind of scary. Basically, all my Night Goblins are basically faulted. The only one I've got left is the actually, I think, oh, these Night Goblins are actually fighting to the bitter end. Good on them. I thought the regiment, I thought I took the immune to psychology one, but I clearly didn't. But basically, what I'm doing here is, of course, over here. So we've got, you know, a bit of a fight going on here. We've got the Arachnorc Spiders fighting against all these Minotaurs. He's also got the, you know, the Shadow Gay in there. And he's got this Bray Shaman as well, trying to get some Spirit Leeches on my Lord. And, of course, I've got to be very careful about that. But basically, what I was doing here is I'm basically just wasting my time here. This little guy here, this little Orc Shaman over here, he's just playing, you know, because for those of you that don't know, Foot of Gork is possibly one of the most powerful abilities in the game. It costs a fucking lot of Winds of Magic, but when you get it off, it's worth it. So the Arachnorc Spiders are sort of baiting everything in here. I was really hoping that he was going to send all his units in here, and to be fair, he does start to do it. I'm basically waiting for the Orc Shaman's power, you know, recharge rate to get up. I have sent Azog in here to basically, you know, try and rat off some of these Besticle Hoods, because, you know, they're quite, you know, very armoured units, so you've got to be very, very careful. I have got some Spider Eyes in there. But here we go. A beautiful Foot of Gork is about to come down here. Look at that damage. Holy shit. That routs off two of the Ungol Spearmen and does a shit ton of damage to those Minotaurs. So that was really good. How many kills did he get from that? Have a look. 108 kills from one foot stomp. So, you know, not too bad, not too shabby. But now, basically, now that I've routed off those Spearmen, and of course I've got the Spider Riders to chase them off, basically the Arachnorc Spiders can just go to town, taking on all these Minotaurs, and that's what they're designed to do. These Arachnorc Spiders are basically, you know, really good at taking out all these large units now with their bonus versus large. This is what I was talking about over here, that we have got the Harpies chasing the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. I've generally thought that these guys would be a little bit better, but they're actually really bad at taking out Harpies, so they can't outspeed them, but, you know, it's just a waste of ammo. In here, though, I do use a Spirit Leech on these Minotaurs as shields. Spirit Leech is actually relatively good against, you know, low model count units, so, you know, things like Minotaurs and maybe some Cavalry units can actually be really good to take them out. So, of course, these ones aren't the regen ones, so it's actually a really good, you know, amount of solid damage. He is sending his Minotaurs, though, into the Arachnorc Spiders, but the thing is, you know, Arachnorc Spiders are just going to tank all those Minotaur damage. I mean, yeah, they have armor piercing, but without, you know, the bonus versus large variant, they're just not going to do it. And this is actually something I want to talk about. I think, you know, one of the changes that should happen to Total War Warhammer is that, you know, basically the Besticle herds with halberds should be a unit you can pick in in the Beastmen army. I think that would be a really, really nice addition to their army. It wouldn't be too overpowered. But, of course, you can still use the Regiment of Renown one that would have maybe some more buffs. But I feel like unless you have Besticle herds with halberds, it's just a generic unit you can pick. This will always happen to Beastmen. They're just always going to be fucked over by, like, large units like this. I do send one of the Arachnorc Spiders onto this Bray Shaman. It was doing a lot of damage to my Lord, casting a lot of Spirit Leech, as you can see. Azog is below half health, so I have to be very, very careful, because if Azog goes down, then basically the entire leadership of the Greenskin army will pretty much fall. He's chasing me with some Centaurs here, but they're not going to do too much damage, luckily. They haven't got a good amount of AP to sort of, you know, damage. And then, yeah, Azog hasn't got much armor, but, you know, he's not, you know, Centaurs still won't be doing too much to me. But these Arachnorc Spiders are just tanking like absolute true champs. I mean, they've got, what, like, you know, both almost half, well, one's below half HP, but one's only just gone half HP. Balance power is in my opponent's favour, though, so, you know, it's not over yet. We do finally break the Bray Shaman here, and I am, you know, making sure that I get them off with these Spider Riders here, because this is what Spider Riders are really good for with Beastmen, you know, chasing off those high-value targets. I mean, as I say, if this guy came back on, he could easily Spirit Leech my Lord quite a few times. But now, basically, Azog is chilling in the air, you know, basically relaxing, you know, he doesn't need to push in anywhere. you know, just let the spiders clean up over here and just, you know, I mean, my opponent still has a lot here, though. He's still got some Bestigors, he's still got the Butchers of Kalangard, he still has got these Minotaurs with shields. I haven't even got 5 models on those guys still. My Forest Goblin Spider Riders over here were shooting at the Harpies, but I think the Harpies have decided to leave them. Yeah, so this was his, like, this was one of his final attempts to try and save his Bray Shaman, but luckily we do kill the Bray Shaman here, so he falls off his little chariot and does die here. We've now got some Spider Riders fighting Centaurs, sorry, which is actually alright for me. Centaurs and against Forest Spider as well, actually, you know, because they're poison, they actually do a lot of damage. But the Arachnarok Spider here are just absolutely, you know, fucking winning this game for me. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, you know, you could say it's cheap bringing this, but honestly, you know, it's a guaranteed success rate bringing these units against Beastmen, because I think I could have gone ahead. I mean, I like what my opponent did here. He went for a more melee-focused front line. He obviously thought maybe I was going to bring Black Orcs and maybe I was going to, you know, camp a bit, but no, I took 2 Arachnarok Spiders, so I felt very, you know, comfortable in this matchup. I've got some, you know, Spider Hatchlings coming back. These are really cool looking units. I mean, look how fast they are. These guys are really good. They actually do poison as well. So, you know, they can actually, you know, really debuff some units with those poison attacks, which is very, very, very nice. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I keep hearing people say that when when you get when unit's poisoned, it's I think it's not a melee attack, but I think it's the armor piercing that a unit does actually gets decreased. I think that's why poison is very, very good. But yeah, so we've got some Forest Goblin Spider Riders fighting Morgay, the Shadow Gay over here, but I don't want to fight that because he's just got so much regen. When you bring the Shadow Gay, unless you've got like a good duelist lord, it's best to leave him to last because he's just such a tanky lord. I mean, what, 45 melee defense? You know, only 15 armor, but with that regen, he is just really going to stay, you know, alive for a huge amount of time. But what I'm doing is I'm chasing off the Centaurs. I'm also making sure these Minotaurs with shields, because at the moment they're the only real big threat to my sort of like, well, my Arachnarok Spiders. Pretty much the Arachnarok Spiders can win this entire, you know, left of this game for me. But, you know, they basically, the Minotaurs do have AP, so they can take them out, you know, relatively speaking, but of course they don't have bonus large. I do believe what I do here is I'm just scouting out what my opponent has here, seeing what he has left. Basically, all my opponent has left is a couple of, you know, he's got the Black Horns, Ravengers, and a couple of Gore Herds here. I mean, they're alright, but they're not going to win for him, unfortunately. He still does have the Butchers of Kalangard over here. I like what he was doing. He was obviously trying to get these guys to regen. But, you know, that isn't going to really work. I have still got some, you know, some Arachnarok Spiders coming back in. But, as you can see right here, I do use a Spirit Leech on these guys. And Spirit Leech actually, you know, is doing some significant damage to them. Like, what, 100 health each time? There you go, one falls, another one falls. And they do decide to rout off. So, Spirit Leech has done its job here. And then what, of course, I do, I've got these Spider Riders coming in. And they are going to chase off those Butchers Kalangard. So, that's very, very nice for me. Of course, I am sending Azog onto these Harpies, trying to get rid of these Harpies. Harpies just won't be able to do anything to Azog. I mean, yeah, they have some decent, you know, stats, but I mean, Azog is just, you know, far, far superior. I am sending the Arachnarok Spiders in here, trying to terror out anything. Of course, these guys do have fear and terror, so, you know, these Gore Herds aren't going to be staying long. We are doing some nice damage here. The Bestigor Herd is running off as well, or about to rout off. Oh, excuse me. Centaurs are fighting my Orc Shaman, but they're going to lose that. And lastly, all my opponent has is good old Shadow Gay over here. And the Shadow Gay, you know, he's going to be able to tank a bit, but not against 2 Arachnarok Spiders. This is not a fight he's going to be able to take. So yeah, I mean, basically, when one of these guys hits, it does like a quarter of his HP. Let's see here. Unfortunately, it is a bit like all over the place because you know, there are 2 of them here. I should have just sent one on. It's not a smart move to send over. Oh, here we go. There we go. So one hit there. It does a little bit of damage, but not a giant amount. Oh, another hit there. So when they hit, they do a large amount of damage. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my opponent doesn't really have much left. He's only got a few units here. Some Harpies are being attacked by Azog, but you know, these gonna Asug or Azog. Fuck me, Ashag. It better not be Ashag. I'm pretty sure it's Asug. But oh well, you know, fuck it. You know, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But yep, Shadow Gate is being attacked, taking some serious damage. I'm pretty much just going to rout off any seconds here. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, you know, his health bar is showing, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to win this. I mean, the Wag does get pot here, and as soon as I get the Wag off, it's GG. But very well played to my opponent. I like what you were going for, mate. I do like it. Very well played to you. GG, well played. I mean, fuck, some people in this game are fucking cunts, man. They just don't say GG, well played. They feel, you know, they make people feel real bad about themselves, and it's real fucking cancer. So, and if I play anyone, I'm sure I'll never leave. I never rage quit. I always like playing to the end. and you know, you're just there to have fun at the end of the day. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.